It's like a crush on all the older hippie women I ever knew when I was a kid.
All right. So the next piece of the game is the contemplation.
What have we been doing?
No. We're going to contemplate the destination. We're going to contemplate the place. So let me. I'm going to sort of live translate this part. And we'll see if it makes sense. So it says, start by imagining a specific place at your destination, or if this is going to be the diner, basically. You don't move. I mean, in the fiction, you don't move and you observe what is around you, like if time had stopped. So it's a moment that we'll start describing. Each one will take a turn to describe a perception according to one of the 5 senses. So what do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? What do you touch? What do you taste? And for each sense, talk about the sensation that it gives you. The heat of the sand under your feet when you are walking, the smell of chocolate bread when you pass in front of a bakery, the taste of salt on your lips as you are bathing in the ocean, etc. Let yourself get carried away by the beauty of the instant. And nothing can disturb this moment of pure contemplation. You can stop this moment when everyone is satisfied. So that is the entire contemplation. So obviously we'll be in the diner at some moment. So I'm feeling like there's obviously a smell of. I'm thinking there's a bit of a smell of frying fat and freshly ground coffee coming off from the kitchen and from the sort of counter that's there, that sort of pervades it. It's sort of both a really nice smell of this coffee with a sort of sickly, or not sickly, but this really rich smell of this fat, and it's slightly in the walls.
I was about to say this is one of these. This is not just a smell of that cooking.
Right.
You walk in,
it's
and
the smell of all of the cooking in it, and it's not bad in some ways.
What you mean.
In some sense it's cozy, but it's also not fresh.
If there were a young nephew who was going to take over the place, the first thing he would do is strip the walls so it was gone. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that. And then for my part, it's the sight of Frida, who has arrived to start work, and she's putting on the little apron that she wears, to work the counter.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's not even really a working apron because it's not cooking or dealing with anything messy, but it's the look. It's not, and that's it. It's just the apron. She doesn't have to wear a hat or anything stupid like that. It's just, and it's a little bit of a traditional Swedish one. It's got the blue check, and the frills on the edge, and
of course.
And so,
it's not like a uniform apron.
Right.
It's like a home cooking apron.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And so she's putting that on, and the kind of fact that she just walks in, takes it off the hook, and is putting it on just in front of everybody is not. It's very practical, pragmatic, useful. Has not. And the familiarity of it is that there are a few authentic places left in the world.
Yeah.
There are a few that are themselves, and nobody had to engineer it.
Yeah.
Right. This is
right, and of course. cheating a bit. It's the sound of the jukebox playing "Dead Flowers" by the Rolling
That is
Stones.
cheating a little bit. I was thinking of maybe a different song, but it's up to you. Right?
It's the inspiration.
It's the inspiration, might as well. Right?
It sets the tone. So quite literally.
Yeah. No, I get it.
So it's yeah, and it's not a great sound in the jukebox.
Right.
It's
good.
It's
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
It's okay, but it's not like super high quality.
Right.
But it's,
No, I'm thinking to jump on your narration slightly. I'm thinking that it's during that long guitar bridge.
Yeah.
Before the last chorus.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Right. Really, it's a moment. Right.
Right.
So this is the.
Yeah. And especially because in that song it starts off as just a simple country song.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time it hits there, it's like this rich tapestry of all the instruments. And you listen to the guitar and it's like Keith Richards is playing two guitars at once. It's so complex. And you're like, wow, this is great. So, okay, so my turn. We've gone 3 senses.
Yeah.
And
we can, you can do the same sense multiple times, I think. We just keep going until we feel like, we got a feel for this moment.
I'm actually kind of done.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really care that much about the others unless you feel strongly about it. I can keep going. I mean, easily, but the Gestalt is there for me.
I'm thinking I'm sitting or I don't even have a name. U1. It's gonna be U1. Mm-hmm. Is sitting and he is. I'm thinking of what he's eating. It's probably gonna be it's gonna be a burger and burger and fries. Mm-hmm. So it's a really this thick, also a bit greasy taste of this burger but there is a secret sauce. Like that they make here.
They make a burger. They make their own.
They make
burger.
a burger.
Yeah,
it's a burger. It's nothing special. But the sauce is sort of what you come back for. It's sort of like a bit of their specialty. Mm-hmm. It's sort of rich, smoky kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can think of touch quite easily, which is that the wood furnishings have been there a really long time. So there is no spot that has a splinter, no spot that has an edge, and even though there are places where the wood was splintered or was broken, now all those spots have been worn smooth. So, and it's not that expensive. I'm thinking of those curving wooden pieces like at the sides of a seat.
Yeah.
That's the wooden roll.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, after 5,000 people have, passed their hand back and forth on it, it's pretty smooth. Yeah. So that's sort of the touch that I can think of.
All right. I think that feels done to me too. So when we feel that we're ready, we commence with the exploration. So there's a lot of things ending in shin here. So we are going to make our characters act and slowly explore the place of this destination. So each one taking turns. Start by describing where are your character and what is he or she doing. Then describe and start exploring the relationship between the characters. There's no need to be exhaustive, and just talk about what seems important in the moment. During these free narrations, keep exploring the place with the 5 senses. So we sort of keep adding some atmosphere in this, right? Says take your time and leave each one with the possibility of taking the of speaking. It's not a competition, and so on. It's all about creating instances of creating moments together. Be indulgent and never say no. Let's see what we get to. don't be afraid to discuss the fiction you are about to or you are currently creating, if you feel that it's necessary. If you change the place, take the time to define and make a new phase of contemplation. So if we go to a different place, we go through the whole.
We'll spend
thing
a
with
little
the
time
senses.
to make sure that it's not just
Yeah,
the stage
like,
set behind
yeah,
our real set.
exactly. We should avoid separating our characters or having them too far away from each other. And everyone can create and play other characters.
Oh man! All right.
Let's
do the moment. I'm unfortunately my mind is running faster, which means that faster than I'm playing, which means that I better start playing before I drain it all out in my imagined scenes.
Right,
and everything.
There is a piece here about desires, and I'm not sure if we should.
What does it say?
No, it starts with they are. United, the characters are united to pass some good moments together. They have some desires and frustrations. For this, you will give each one desires. The desires are necessarily positive. They have as an object a search for a specific kind of experience. It might be very simple or trivial, right? But it's not a simple thing to do. So when a player decides to place a desire, he or she notes on a paper the desire and put the name of his or her character beside it. The desires are impulses.
Right, and this sounds like something that we invent into play as we go along, not something that we write down ahead of time.
Right.
Okay.
If you play it two people, don't do desires who are in relationship with a secondary character.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it looks like they're a bit like the quest, like get back to the house of my infancy, find Mark, watch the sunset.
Maybe it's
find
just
out
the
who
idea
this
of
young man is.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
okay, and then there's a bit of resolving these. I'm not sure if we're supposed to, because we're supposed to be able to read this aloud and do what it says. But then does that mean we should start exploration before we should
let's do a little exploration.
Yeah,
I'm kind of in the mood for that. Because the desires are so directed.
Yeah.
And stuff like that I was,
and they should be. It looks like they should be invented during the
absolutely
during the session. So
otherwise,
after we've invented a couple of them, then we'll see what we're supposed to do with them. Right. So we start by describing where our characters are, and right. So I've pretty much already said that I'm
in there.
There, biting into a special burger, like the. Having just been served it from Frida.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be stopped I've stopped myself at the street corner outside of the diner, and was walking toward it, but I stopped because I'm still talking on a cell phone.
Right.
And I want to finish the conversation, and turn off the cell phone. And set it to mute. And put it away with very much of and that's the end of you.
Right.
and then go in and I'm pleased. I walk in and it all hits me. And as long as we're talking about the
smells,
so everything we talked about, the music, and it's delightful that it's the song. I'm like, this song, Then In fact, I'll just stand there. I don't want to move until the song is done.